Want to hear my impression of a ghost? Scary. That's the impression I get. Hey, those are pretty good impressions of ghosts. You're really knocking them dead. Oh, okay, don't get too excited. I get it. WheezyWaiter. Guess what, beard lovers? I'm outside now because I shot video for like 2 hours and the microphone was either not on or not connected correctly, so the sound didn't work at all. Just not at all. Explosion! It's Explosion Wednesday, so my explosive anger is probably appropriate. The sun moved down a little bit, so it's not shining in the room, so it's a little dark, so I moved outside. Now, I could have used lights, but who wants to plug in lights? I do. Well, he does. Who is that? But it gives me the opportunity to talk about failure. You know, there's a phrase I often repeat all the time, like on the toilet, at a funeral, at a birthing. When things are bad, they could be better. Go outside and sit on a ladder. That's what I'm doing. Advice should always rhyme. If your advice don't rhyme, it's goodbye time. Now what do we talk about? It's cold out here. Maybe some explosions will warm me up. Explosion! No. So what I talked about when the mic didn't work was that I couldn't find much explosion news anyway today. So I talked about big companies acquiring little companies that were happening. An explosion of acquisition. Doesn't even work as a metaphor, but you know, Facebook bought the virtual reality company Oculus Rift for $2 billion, just $2 billion, and Disney bought Maker Studios for $500 million. Isn't that the way of the world? We're going to be owned by like a handful of companies. We got Mama Facebook, Papa Google. I've popped a Google a few times back in the 90s. It's really gross, and I don't even know what it means. This is the way things work, though. New technology arises, the little guy has all this opportunity all of a sudden, and then they make things, and then they get acquired by big companies, and then it's all over. It could be a good thing if Facebook makes Oculus Rift into a virtual reality that I can experience while on the toilet. Or I could just experience being on a toilet in virtual reality. I don't know if I want to do that, but they could do something good with it. Google has Google Maps, which is incredibly helpful, especially, you know, when I find myself waking up drunk in an alleyway with surrounded by feral cats and rogue warriors. In fact, I'm going to use it to find my way back home because I'm really drunk and I forgot where I am. I'm not drunk. Well, I'm drunk on power. What else did I talk about before? Hey, what up? Beard lover. Car. The driver doesn't know who I am. The car. It's like Herbie. You know the Herbie movies. The car is alive. You don't know the Herbie movies. Speaking of drunk, Lindsay Lohan was in one of those. Another thing I talked about when the mic was off was I tried to apply it to YouTube somehow. Back when YouTube started, it was, you know, a smaller playing field. People could just fall off of tables and they would be huge celebrities. Nowadays, there are people falling off tables and I don't even know about it. That's a tragedy. Did you fall off a table today? And I was able to do what I do eventually for a living because there wasn't as many people doing it. Actually, I don't know if anyone does the things I do, and that's probably a good thing. But as YouTube grows and spreads, there is emerging a system, and there's overlords and underlings, and it's getting harder and harder to be an overlord and harder to relate to the underlings until the new technology comes along, which I guess would be like TickleTube. I think it'll reach out and actually tickle you in different creative ways. Yes, I hope that happens. Anyway, that's just inevitable the way our world works. It seems like a standard hierarchy is going into place. And it's harder to gather your own audience because everyone's too busy watching PewDiePie. The Pood as they call them, right? Anyway, it's probably not a good thing that we have just a handful of companies controlling everything. It would be great if you could start something, and if you were offered billions of dollars, you just said no, but, I mean, that's a lot of money. What would you do if you were offered $1 billion? Would you take it? What would you do with $1 billion? I'd probably try to be Batman. But, like, a Batman who just, you know, plays golf. But he has cool gadgets if he wants to use them. But mostly just plays golf. I don't even like golf. I would if I had $1 billion. Anyway, this has been me babbling in a frustrated manner because my stupid microphone. So, explain. Also, I'm going to LA on Friday and I won't be back until next Wednesday. So, there's probably not going to be a video until next week. Again, sorry, beard lovers. I'm going to get back to it. soon.
Jack Conte. Or is it Conte?
Conti.
Yeah, I think it's. I heard someone say Conte, and I thought I was doing it wrong.
You can say whatever you want to say.
Jack Giraffe.
Contraf.
Yeah, that's.
You got
Okay.